Yes, I'm gonna do some mac and no cheese because we obviously make it vegan. So I've got some lovely, lovely spirellis. I love those. They're my favorite pasta since I was a little child. Yeah, so we're gonna make mac with those. I also have something new. I have tried it before. I couldn't get any nutritional yeast, so I went with this, which I tried once before. It actually needs, it's very, very subtle. It's really good. It's vegan friendly, low fat, mustard free, preservative free, dairy free, gluten free, wheat free. It's free from everything, and nut free, celery free. So all the allergens are literally out of the race here, which is good. And it's got really, really great nutritional values as well. Well, it's got 33 calories per serving, so it's really, really healthy. So we're gonna do that, but we're gonna do our mac and cheese with a bit of a twist. So I've got a big boy, a sweet potato here, and I've got, I want to say a pumpkin, but it's actually not. It's a mixed squash. So it's squash basically. And then we're gonna flavor the whole thing a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is, I didn't want to use any kind of fake bacon. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna marinate some mushrooms. Yeah, so I'm gonna marinate some mushrooms and make them a little bit, I want to say bacony. So I wanna make them a little bit, yeah. I'm gonna bake them in the oven and see what happens with them. But I want to make them a little bit like crunchy bacony, but also marinate them in something. So it's an experiment. So let's see what's gonna happen with this. So the first thing I'm gonna try to do is the mushrooms, because I'm gonna heat up my oven to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm just gonna slice them up. I'm gonna put them into slices because I want to keep them a little bit meaty, but also want to make sure this gets a nice covering. Yum, yum, yum. So I'm gonna have a little bit of garlic that I'm gonna add to my mushrooms, or to my marinade in this case. Bum, bum. So, and to get my garlic out of the shell, I always put it down and bash it with the back of the knife. Just make sure you don't bash yourself with the knife, because that will be very ouchy. So, I'm just gonna chop that up finely. So I'm gonna put that in the dish that I've got my mushrooms in. Alright, so I've got mushrooms and garlic in here, 2 cloves of garlic. So I've got some soy sauce, which was reduced, as you can see. So I'm gonna add a generous amount. So I'm gonna go with 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. I don't add any additional salt in it. Then some black pepper, just because mushrooms go so well with pepper. Then I'm gonna add some smoked paprika. And again, I'm gonna do this a little bit randomly, but probably about 2 teaspoons. A little bit of chili powder. And it's just a tiny hint of it. And then I've got some brown sugar here. Brown sugar. So because I wanted to caramelize it a little bit. And last but not least, we're gonna put in some liquid smoke. And this is gonna give it the ultimate. And I'm gonna use 1 tablespoon. I'm gonna not put too much in it because that can be quite heavy. And I don't want it to get bitter. So I'm just gonna mix this. This is my marinated mushrooms, which are going to go into the oven now. So I've got my oven on 200, and this is pretty much going to stay in there for, yeah, until everything else is ready. Second part that we're going to do is we're going to chop us up some sweet potato and some pumpkin. So I'm just chopping up my sweet potato, half a sweet potato. As I said, it's a big boy, so I don't need more than half a sweet potato in our case here. Yeah, and I use cubes like that. They cook really, really fast. The sweet potato cooks way faster than a normal potato. So I'm just gonna chop them up into some smaller cubes here. Sorry, I'm just concentrating shortly on this. Look at this. Whew. I'm so strong. So this is really, really hard to cut. Guys, be careful. I've got a really, really sharp knife here, which is some kind of Japanese knife, which was a gift, a birthday gift this year from a friend. And I'm gonna use half of the of this as well, because again, it doesn't need super much, and this is gonna go a long way up here. And hope. Hard work, but it's gonna be so delicious. I just know it will be, and I can smell the mushrooms actually. So let me just cut this. God, this is so hard. Root vegetables are just so hard to cut, but again, they're worth it. It's going to be nice and lovely and sweet. So I'm going to pop this in here as well. And actually, I like it because the color doesn't make much difference, but it brings in a different level of flavor. Whoops. Oops. Just going to be so lovely. Alright, so let me just pop the heat on, and I'm gonna use some, I've got some almond milk here, just unsweetened almond milk that I'm gonna pop in here with my sweet potato and roughly half of my pumpkin squash. And I'm gonna pop this in here and get it to a boil. And now I'm just gonna get chopping with an onion, because what is mac and cheese without some fried onion? What's anything without a fried onion, quite frankly? I'm going to understand a little bit more. And at this stage, it looks so lovely. So, I don't know if you can see this. But it's kind of like started getting a little bit mushy. And at this stage, I'm gonna add some flora. So this is, and this there has been a little, oh, this way around, and there has been a little bit of a controversy with it. Not really a controversy. Actually, they're completely vegan. However, they have just brought out or went back to a buttery version of their butter. So there's something called Flora Buttery, which now has buttermilk in it. So it's not completely vegan anymore. The standard one that I've got here is vegan, but the buttery version is not vegan anymore, which is a little bit annoying. But yeah, hopefully there has been quite a lot of discussion in lots of vegan Facebook groups over the last few days. So hopefully they're gonna reconsider and keep it vegan. This is getting nice and creamy here. So I'm just gonna give this another few minutes. And while this is bubbling up, I'm gonna make and fry some onions. So However, I do not fry the traditional way with oil. I'm actually fry a little bit of a healthier way. I've got a really, really good non-stick pan, which is actually a plant-based non-stick pan. So all of this is actually plant-based. It's not like Teflon or ceramic. It's a plant-based layer. So if that rubs off, it's not going to kill you or make you sick. So what I'm going to do is, it's a really, really good good layer pan, is I'm going to add a little bit of water with my onions and literally fry them like this. It's a healthier version than oil, so you don't really need any oil, and it will keep all the flavor for the onion into in the onion actually. So it's a very, very lovely way to fry something up. So I'm just gonna wok that back up, and this tastes and looks really good. Look at this. I hope you can see this, because obviously there's a lot of steam going on. So I'm just gonna use a masher and just mash this up, and this is gonna become our mac and cheese sauce. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually then add a little bit of this in there for flavor and to make it a little bit thicker. Usually I would use nutritional yeast just because it's more flavorsome than this, but yeah, this is all I could get, so I'm gonna use this. And look at this. So this is gonna be so yummy. You could use a blender for this as well, which I usually do, but this is so soft already, so I'm just gonna use this. And as you can see, there's no need to add any more milk or anything. Mash this up lovely. Okay, let's open this. This is going to be interesting. As I said, I used it once before. And it's actually fairly cheesy, so look at this. So I'm going to use a couple of tablespoons because I don't want to get it, I don't want this to become too thick. And I'm not gonna cook any more of this, so this is gonna stay the way it is, like that. For onions, as you can see, are cooked. There's a little bit of water left, but that's fine because I feel we can do with a bit of water in here with our mac and cheese sauce mix. So I'm gonna add my onions in here. I can turn this off, so, and I'm just gonna mix this all together. So what I'm gonna add to this as well is something that a friend of mine gave me. She ordered it from the US, which is something also I feel it is a little bit new to me. So it's a bacon, maple kind of bacon seasoning. So it's got sugar, salt, yeast, vegetable powders like garlic and onion, smoky flavor, spice extract, whatever that is, and maple syrup powder. So I'm going to use some of this because I feel it just sounds like it would fit our theme here. I'm trying to make this nice and autumny, and I can't see how much I put in there actually. So I'm going to add this, and I'm going to add some pepper. And I'm also going to add some salt, just like pepper, salt, and some flavoring. And this is gonna mix. And this is bubbling. So I'm gonna use my lovely ground spirelli. So they are like macaronis. Oh, I need a scissor for this. But more fun because they're spirals, and spirals are proven to be more fun. Scientifically proven. Okay, so I'm gonna make a few more because I've got lots of soap, and anything that we don't eat for dinner, this can be easily frozen, so you can put it in a Tupperware box and freeze it, no problem at all. And let's check on our mushrooms because I wonder how they taste. Okay, so they have reduced quite a bit. I should have probably put, and again, this was more of an experiment. I've never done anything like this. They have reduced quite a bit, but they're not too bad. Sorry, just need to stir my pasta. Drink some tea, and oops. I think this is nice. I think this is going to be really, really good for a topping, and this is what it's supposed to be. So it's supposed to be like a little bit of a dry topping. And I've seen this where I had that idea in my head from. Is a mix of two things. One thing is some balsamic mushrooms that I did with Nathaniel's brother. So we made some balsamic mushrooms. We had like an Italian cook along, and we made some balsamic mushrooms that were pretty much marinated in like a soya and balsamic marinade, and something that I've seen in New York. So there is a place called Chloe's, which is also in London actually. I just never been in the London one. And they do mac and cheese with mushroom bacon. And this is what I kind of tried to kind of like recreate here. And their mushroom bacon does look actually quite much like this. So hopefully, so it's like a dried, small mushroomy, marinated mushroomy thing, and it tastes like lovely because it's like a little bit of a crunchy topping for your mac and cheese, and I kind of really like it. So hopefully this is gonna be just the lovely little topping. All right, so let me give those pastas a check. Aren't they beautiful? The most beautiful pasta in the world. Perfect. This goes directly hot in here. Stop a bit. And then we're just gonna mix it in. Oh, look at this. This smells so nice. And it's got this lovely autumny, Halloweeny, a little bit Halloweeny, orange color as well. And then we're gonna add to this on top. Lovely. So here we go. We've got a no cheese mac no cheese a mac no cheese, which is made from a pumpkin squash and sweet potato. The sauce is completely cheese free. It's all just flavoring, and it's full of vegetables and topped with some bacony mushroom bits, which were a little bit of a trial but look amazing.